There are stories that connect us to ourselves and to each other. These stories reveal who we are and show us the many vivid colors of our truth. Welcome to Soul Wanderings, where we raise spiritual awareness and foster connections through these shared stories and personal experiences. Now, exclusively on KGRA Digital Broadcasting, your hosts, AJ and Natalie.
It's true. It's true. We are back. We are here. It's live. So before you start typing in the comment section, are you live? Is this a replay? No, it's not a replay. We are here live. Hi, I'm AJ.
I'm Natalie. Hello.
And I'm Kitty. I missed being here. So
me too.
It's really good for our mental health to take these breaks. And we do once or twice a year just for a minute. But this was an unexpected long one because we had some guest kind of situation right at the beginning of when we had our planned time off. So it was a little extra long. And I really miss being here. So yay. We are back. Let's do the thing.
Let's do it.
This is Soul Wanderings, and we're live on KGRA Digital Broadcasting.
That's
Great
right.
place to be.
Oh,
I'm so grateful for this platform. I'm so grateful for the station, our producer, the owner, all the people that do the work behind the scenes to make it happen, for us to be here with all of you. So big shout out to the team that makes the things happen. So good. Happy New Year, everyone. We're a couple of weeks in, and tonight is going to be about
the new year.
I mean, the topic is New Year, but we're not talking about New Year's resolutions.
No.
We're going to talk about the real stuff because that's what we do. We like to talk about the real for real. The real for real. As my incense falls off, that was
for
a
real.
Sign. Ooh, for real.
It's going to be quite a year.
Yeah, but before we do that, let's see. Let me get in chat. I don't know if anyone knows we're live because they probably think we're having a replay again, but we're not.
They'll pile in.
And the ways that you can find out that we are live or it's a replay is by following us on our social media, because we share all of that goodness there. So if you go to soulwanderings.com, you can link to all of our social media there. We actually got off Twitter, now X, during the whole, the whole 2020 propaganda experience that we had for a couple of years. And so I wrote on there, we will no longer participate on this platform because, it was super censored and I was just not about it. And hello guys, welcome. Thank you for piling into the chat. And I decided this year, because
the censorship
is gone, let's come back. And so follow us on X, Soul Wanderings. You can also follow me on there. I just share stuff from Soul Wanderings, so I'm not very exciting. And I haven't been on there forever either. So I'm excited for that platform. We are amping up our social because we feel like we have so many important things to share with you, and our guests do as well. And we want more people to know about us. We want to share all of this greatness that we have to offer, and our guests are here showing up to share with you. So if you like our show, sharing is caring. So share our platform with everyone. That would be great. How are you, Natalie? How was your end of year, beginning of year? What is going on in your world? Let's get caught up with you.
Okay. So I had a lovely holiday season. It was really nice. And I think that, all those Christmas wishes, if I were to say, did I get everything I wanted from Christmas? Yeah. And New Year's was, so it was just nothing, other than the loud fireworks that we have around here. Everybody gets to celebrate the boom bang.
On New Year's?
New Year's. And
Go to Germany on New Year's.
that's
It's till
what you
5 or
were
6 in the morning. It's insane.
So that this my little fireworks show that was going around my neighborhood is not comparison to Germany.
Well, it was just different.
So the holidays were nice. This year's kind of started out with lots of things falling. How do I put it? I recently did some traveling and visiting with family because there's some family dynamics. That's part I think that we will dig into during the show is just, I feel like that was a aspect of what this year is going to ask of us. This is being the numerology of this, and it's like entering into it. But as far as I'm concerned, what I discovered by my experience and the week or so before going and dealing with some difficult family situations was I was prepped in all kinds of ways. And so I've learned to read my life and to live in such a way that I'm prepared and I'm supported and it was okay.
That
and
feels so good.
I knew along the way, and looking retrospectively, it's just quite amazing how many ways the universe showed up to get me set up, to allow me to be prepared,
Prepped you.
to go in and do everything for the highest good of
Mm.
all involved. And so I'm really proud of myself. I'm very proud of some family members that were participating and coming in and reaching their own expansion points. And it's just amazing. Love really is the most powerful force in the universe, but oftentimes we can misjudge what love looks like. And when things are falling apart, they generally are getting ready to fall into place. And it's a real thing. These universal teachings are true. But it does take some faith sometimes to go, I don't know how this is in divine order, but it is.
Yeah, that faith. It definitely is a thing.
So that was the beginning of this year. And my birthday's in the beginning of January, and it was lovely. I haven't shared a birthday time with family members in a long time. I don't have very much biological family that lives around me. So that was fun.
Yeah, so good.
And to revisit that. And my brother has a birthday close to me and got to spend his birthday with him. And that was lovely. So yeah, it was quite a ride. My last weekend was quite a ride. And
It's so good.
I know.
It's so good. I'm really proud of you. You've just been collecting all of these tools for your toolbox. Got to use a lot of them. I think that's just magical.
Felt like I was a spiritual warrior for sure.
Yeah, you were. Definitely. After hearing your story, I was like, yeah, Natalie's kind of a badass.
There were some things that happened that would be that were not normal.
Yeah. I mean, normal per.
Yeah,
It
kind of
just
in my
depends
world,
on what
but
circles you're in, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good. Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome. Now about you. Let's get caught up with you.
Oh, so we took
Holidays
time off of Soul Wanderings. The main purpose of doing that was so I could go to Germany and go be with my son and his amazing wife and my beautiful grandchild. And it was a very special time. I'm really, really grateful. You talk about love being the highest vibration. I agree with that. I also feel like authenticity is right up there with love. And we had some really beautiful, authentic moments that you can't plan for, you can't recreate. They just are these magical experiences that take place that take your breath away. And I was able to have a few of those moments, and I just feel super blessed, like really counted my blessings this year for the opportunity to go there again. But not that it's Germany, because Germany, I mean, it's beautiful, but it's not my place. I'm not a huge fan of, anyway, we don't even need to go there, but just, being around people who had so much gratitude for their experiences, because my son had some of his army friends over who didn't have family, and I got to cook Christmas dinner and just all of these really fun things. And I just was like, wow, this is what life is all about, like gathering these moments of bliss, honestly.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't overcomplicated. It just was
Oh, I love that.
just moments,
Simple.
I love those little moments. I like to gather them. And yeah, the new year, like I was saying, they really celebrate the new year. They're big time. It's a thing. They have fireworks. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm like, enough already. Like, go to bed. I was such a party pooper, but I was in bed pretty early. My partner and my son stayed up till like 5 or 6 playing games and just having a good time. But talk about tools in a toolbox. When you declare to the universe, like, I am ready to level up and I have some things that I want to experience, it's really great to be clear in your manifestations or you get the fire hose, right? I haven't had anything negative happen. I made it really I made a really strong declaration, like, I am ready to, like, I really have this passion to helping other people.
You do.
And it really is like my drug of choice. And it's kind of selfish in a way, I guess, because like
Heck
yesterday
yeah.
I had several appointments, one right after another. And when I was done, I was just like adrenalized. And
Beautiful.
and people around me are like, how can you have so much energy after doing energy work for that many hours? And I'm like, because I don't use my energy, right? It's
Right.
not mine. So I'm not I'm not depleted from anything, but it pumps me up too. Like I get that energy too. And then you times that by all the appointments. And I'm just like, yes, like helping people.
Look at you making an impact.
Helping people is my jam. I really, I don't know what I can offer to them, but most of the time, it's not even what I'm offering, right? It's all spirit led. And
Yeah.
talk about a humbling experience.
Aww.
And I love it. It makes me happy. And starting off my new year with a book full of clients, I'm just like, this is such a good life. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to serve and be surrounded by so many amazing people. So it was good. I could go on and on, but let's just stop there because we have so much to talk about tonight, and I'm really excited for our topic. At the beginning of the new year, you'll see all kinds of YouTube videos and podcasts, and they're like, new you, new year, new you, or how to set your intentions or resolutions for the year. And that's fine and dandy. That works for a lot of people. Natalie and I don't play into that belief system. That's not where we're at in our lives. So we're going to take the whole new year thing in a different direction. It may some people say I have like a doomsday feel on holidays and New Year, which I see New Year as a holiday. I'm not a big holiday fan. I think they're kind of silly, but I mean, any time to celebrate something's great, but not when it's a conditioned celebration.
Like it has to look this particular way.
Right. So, tonight, I don't know if you guys saw our show post, but I'll just read it off because it's basically going to be the basis of what we talk about. Because this year, 2024, it's a big year. It's a big year numerologically, in astrology world, in energy, in channeling, in predictions or whatnot. But
even if it's just the basic thing of like it's a election year and there's an interesting election going on,
and there's always some energy around that. Always, there's a lot of division that takes place in those election years. who's right and who's wrong and all of that good stuff. But every year there's a common theme that you'll see memes or quotes or like I'm leaving last year behind in the dust and I'm moving on to a new year, as if it's some magical eraser that you're just going to get rid of your last year because this year is going to be the best year yet.
Right.
So there's some kind of feel I have about that. I don't really like that energy at all. But also, the predictions that come up, I don't ever feel like they're optimistic and very positive. They're always kind of doomsday. So, why does every new year bring to us scary and life altering predictions? And who's trying to make us worry and live in fear? And is it necessary for us? Does it cause significant change in us to live in lack and worry? And is fear the answer to meeting our New Year's goals and resolutions? And there's a reason why I wrote New Year's goals and resolutions, because that's funny. I actually was going to do a laugh emoji there because, haha. Great enough. I'm not saying anything against anyone who does do that, because I think having some term goals or resolutions at any point of the year is a beautiful thing. But there's no doubt that change has been happening. There's definitely change in the air and happenings brewing on the horizon. There's this energy that's around. And what I asked is, how will this affect you in your spiritual journey? And how can you stand strong in times of spiritual warfare? And is it necessary to participate in these predictions and the fear-based narratives? Or can you create your own timeline and shift reality? So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And Natalie and I have a list of questions that we have set aside just to keep us focused, because there's just so much and there's so many directions that we can go. And we invite all of you to participate in this show. So if you are following us or listening to us live on any platform, you guys can join in on the chat room. So KGRA Digital Broadcasting, Facebook, Rumble, or live.kgradb.com is another great place for you guys to participate in the conversation. So anywhere on those platforms, write your questions, statements, comments, feedback, anything that you want. We'll read them here on air. We love having our listeners participate in these conversations that Natalie and I have, because it's not just about what we feel, about what we see, what we have to share with you, but it's about all of us. So let's participate in this together. First things first, the end of last year, 2023, had like this, for me, I feel like you're probably the same. There's like this lingering heavy energy, and it started coming into this new year. First, I don't even believe the year's 12 months. I don't even think the new year has begun yet. That's a whole other topic.
The Chinese New Year's coming soon.
Well, even Mayan calendars are 13 months. Like that's a whole other thing. So we'll just pretend, okay? We'll do the human thing
We're
right
just
now.
going with the Gregorian calendar for now.
Yeah, we'll do the human thing right now, and we're in the new year. So what was your feel on the end of 2023 going into 2024, energetically, spiritually? Like how was that feel for you?
So it's interesting because perhaps disconnected. So our very last show, we like that was like all lined up, and then it didn't go. It was like
A few
there
times.
was no reason for, you feel like you can do everything that you want to have it. So that was
you
one
can plan
thing.
and plan, and it doesn't always turn out that way.
That's one thing that I could say as an example of kind of the underlying energy of that. You plans, and then there's life. So there's this planning, and then there's how life is unfolding. And so that's one thing that I noticed was like, okay, so it didn't go as planned. How do you react when that sort of thing happens? A little bit disorganized, things just a little bit array and, crumbly, those types of energies were there. And when those are the things happening in the world, it's what can you do? It's just how do you respond when situations don't go as planned,
Mhm.
and understanding plan loosely and then see what happens in life.
And have no expectations,
Right.
right?
Easier said than done, but it is really important. What do they say? Expectations are a recipe for disappointment.
Yes. Yes.
But so often we all have them, but that was the thing. How do we go from there
Mhm.
and those things? How about you?
Yeah, same thing. So I remember feeling at the end of 2023 feeling like kind of defeated,
Ah,
right? Because there's a lot of work that goes into gathering guests and scheduling times with them, especially when they're in other countries, and the communication, and not just with the show, but also like I was traveling across the country.
the world.
Yeah, across the world, and just like really in observation mode of people, and I just
Oh,
felt like I did not belong on this planet whatsoever.
mm.
People are very like, this is generalized. Please do not, I always say don't take offense or don't take it personal, and that's not my place to tell you what to do. However, I get emails after I say stuff like this about how I'm so wrong and unfair and I'm not sensitive to
It's
people.
one perspective.
But you know what? This is me. And I'm saying y'all are a bunch of zombies out there. Like, what is going on? It's wild to me to watch some people just kind of autopilot
Or
every.
worse than autopilot.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there at my gate, and there's probably 98% of the people, and they just have a phone in their face.
Oh, yes.
I don't know how many people could just sit and be. And it was just different, but it was interesting to observe people because I'm in my own little bubble here. I work in this beautiful heart healing space, and then I go home, and my home is so peaceful, and very rarely do I go outside of those two places, because I just find so much peace in being
Right.
at work and
Right.
being at home. And so getting outside of that box, I was just like, wow. So yeah, there's a lot of things going outside of this bubble. And so it was just a really big observation for me to realize like the work we're doing is really important. And it's not our job to wake people up by any means.
No.
Everyone's on their own journey. And I honor wherever you're at in your life. There's literally no judgment from me because we all are somewhere, right? And I just think that it's really cool to have the awareness of what's going on, but also having the free agency to participate or not participate in the game.
It's true.
So that's how I feel like 2023 going into 2024, there's a lot of cleanup work to be done. And it's all about, for me, from even conversations that you and I have had, it's all about where we go from here.
Where we go from here. One other thing that I remembered recently, I had a conversation with a woman, and she had 7 deaths in the last 2 or 3 months of 2023 in the family.
Wow.
So that is also happening.
Yes. Yeah, so the whole death experience is another energy in and of itself. Uh, um, we can't state because we're not medical doctors or whatever. I guess we're conspiracy theorists. I mean, that's where they're going to put us. But there is this residual thing happening from extra medication that people are
if you stand
taking.
back and you just observe, then
Yeah.
you're just, that's a scientific method, by the way,
Right.
is to observe.
I'm observing you with your throat thing right now.
I'm going to move some energy and we're going to like smoke it out.
Yeah.
It's part of what we're going to talk about.
So, the whole meaning of a new year, this conditioned holiday, like set your New Year's goals, set your intentions, word of the year. I have done word of the year. That is one thing that I have participated in. I don't think that's necessarily a conditioned thing. I don't think everyone plays into that either,
No.
but what do you feel? What do you feel the meaning of a new year is? What does that mean for you?
Well, what I watch within sociologically, if I can say that, getting my throat cleared here. It is an opportunity to just set a new theme.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one of the things that is with the New Year's resolution. It's like, okay, I get to start anew, and there are longstanding traditions, back to Druid and Celtic and that type of thing, of where the old year like dies and the new year is a new baby.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is that, that used to be. It's like there is this new birth. It also goes along with winter, where we're hibernating, the trees shed, and then they bloom
Mm.
and they head towards it. So if we just go with that sort of thing, it's like things go to sleep, things die off because it's winter, and then we go towards spring when new life arises.
Yeah.
So if we tie it with that, and it's like, maybe it's not so, just like there's a long-standing tradition for this that actually goes through.
I like that you
centuries.
brought that up. Thank you for that reminder. That feels really beautiful and clean and good, and I like it.
So it's like, wait, now hold on. There's this death and rebirth cycle that's been there
Mhm.
for a long time. So
Mhm.
we'll remember that and put that into this conversation about why we're birthing a new year.
Yes. And we're going to take our first break of the evening. But when we get back, we'll talk about what we foresee going into the new year, what that feels like and looks like for humanity on a spiritual level. We'll be right back, you guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Soul Wanderings. I am AJ.
And I am Natalie.
And we're talking about New Year, New You. No, I kid. It's supposed to be funny.
It is. So you're like that, and more.
But actually, we are talking about New Year stuff, but on a spiritual level. So, just before the break, we were talking about like the meaning of the New Year. You brought about a really beautiful concept of the New Year, like that doesn't get talked about and doesn't get explored. And I just thought, wow, how refreshing, how awesome was that. So, thank you. Going into the new year, energetically, spiritually, predictions, if you will.
Right.
I mean,
what do we expect?
Yeah. What do you foresee going into this new year?
Oh, well, numerologically, 8 has to do with like abundance and power. So abundance and power can be the lack of it or tapping into it.
Mm.
And power can definitely be power struggles. And so that's actually what I am at. That's one of the things that I really see. We're going to be dealing with a lot of that sort of energy with that 8 energy of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really anticipate a bit of a challenging year.
Yeah.
Just tapping back into what I was mentioning, that I have seen an uptick in deaths because I work with grief. I hear about it, deaths and illnesses. So there's just this uptick over the last couple of years, that is taxing. on people. If you have within a family structure 7 people that die in a 2 or 3 month period, that's intense. And so with that puts pressure on a family. So let's just talk about that for a minute. There's pressure that's put, there's financial constraints that go on. There is, if it's sudden death or unexpected, or and then there's these absence of a large amount of people within your group, your family group, and everyone's grieving, so everyone's emotional. And so that really can make life a bit overwhelming for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things that I anticipate. Now, there is growth opportunities with challenges like these. And so there's these two-sided part to it. You can be overwhelmed. You tap in when you get overwhelmed or you have challenges that go along. Those often are such great opportunities for growth, to learn new coping skills and new ways to manage things, which then makes for the ability to do more or handle things differently than you ever did before, because it go along. The expansion always happens once you get kicked out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably another thing. We're getting moved out of our comfort zones. And so with those challenges, this may be a year that there's so much going on.
There's so much going on.
All you have to do is look at some news feeds. And if you're just looking at it's not even just the United States. Every single country across this planet
has something going on.
Yes, has something going on. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot. We were just talking about before the show. It's a lot versus it's too much.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I'm really big on words, and I've worked diligently the last several years on how I use my words. So when you say that, like, it's too much, that means like I'm shutting down. I can't.
Right.
And can't is so final for me. And when I've worked on my wording and made it possible to move ahead, then I'm not stuck in this can't energy.
Right. Can't is a trap.
Yeah. No, I can't do it. It's too much. It's too overwhelming. It's too hard. Yeah. And we've talked about that in the past, but I like that we talked about it earlier. It's like those little reminders are so powerful. You can have all of these tools in your toolbox, right? But sometimes other tools cover up the old tools, and you don't remember those tools until you're digging for that one tool, and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot I had this tool. And then you're like bringing it back up to the surface. It's like that.
Yeah.
I like digging in my toolbox every now and then.
You're
like, what do I have?
Oh, look, this
what are
oldie
some
but goodie.
things that, exactly. Because they all serve a purpose and they all help you with some experience, right? Speaking of tools, what important practices or tools do you have, or do you feel are important for you going into a new year? Because, there is that energy at the beginning of every new year, and there's like new excitement because people are like re-inspired, rejuvenated. All of a sudden it's New Year's Day and they're like, yes, I am a new me, or I'm going to be a new me in 30 days, or whatever that looks like. But what are some tools or practices that you have that are like long term that can get you not just through January, but like well into the year, and possibly even those important tools that last a lifetime?
So I want to lean back into the concept of as a new year as an infant. So infants, like an infancy, it's in its infancy. And when littles, you have a baby, they have a whole lot of learning to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so along with that, that's like, okay, so one of the tools that I have is to have a beginner's mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you have a beginner's mind, you're a willing and open student of life.
Mm-hmm.
Americans, I know the Western mind, and definitely American. I'm American, so that's what I know, is we want to have it mastered now.
Mm.
And so when you use this tool of having a beginner's mind or being a student, then you're humble and open. And
Yes,
that's
I love that.
an amazing tool to have. Is like, it's so helpful to actually practicing knowing nothing or knowing very less. A lot of people go around, I know, and it's sort of a trap of it can be a trap because if you know so much, your cup's full.
Yeah.
You don't have any room
There's no
for
room
growth.
for growth.
Right. So you have to empty the cup.
Right.
You have to be a student, kind of like going back to that little that's like learning, when they learn their body, that's such wonder
Mhm.
when you're a student of life. So it actually makes it lighter and airier and wonder, like have a sense of wonder about, I wonder how this is going to work out. I wonder if I'll learn new things, if you have an exercise thing
It
that
makes
you want
life
to.
a lot more interesting.
It does.
And then you get giddy just like a child does in your learning experiences because every new experience is exciting.
That's right. And so that you end up avoiding this sort of defeatist mind that you can get in. You're just like, oh, I didn't do it, so forget it all. And you're just
Right.
like, no, I'm in this learning and growing process. Let's see. Yeah, it depends on what it is that you've set yourself on the road to do, but that's one
Mhm.
of the tools.
Yeah. Oh, that's a Natalie nugget. So golden, so good. I love that you brought that up because we get so tied into it's conditioning and propaganda and really good sales pitches,
Oh, sure.
right? And so you really forget like what is important. Like really when you strip it down to the bare bones, like what is important? Like you can do an exercise program. That's great. It really is. I mean, like love your body, do the thing, right? But then the shaming comes when you miss a day or miss a
Oh, yeah.
week and go back into these old patterns of behaviors. And that's where people really start getting energetically and emotionally messed up. That's when it just really starts messing with you. So I think what you said is really beautiful because that you can do with every experience. So say you did forget to go to the gym this morning cuz you whatever reason. Okay. Like then what? Now what are you going to experience in its place? Like there's no negative emotions that come along with that. It's just always curiosity and wonder.
Right.
It's so fun. Good one, Natalie. Good one. She always has the little nuggies.
Maybe that's because I signed myself up to teach a set of classes this year, and that is a sure way of making myself a student of life again because
Mhm.
I get to be a student to
Yeah.
become the teacher.
It's so true. It's so true. Like, I feel the exact same way. So, I signed up for a couple of courses this year, big ones, one particular big one. And just knowing that I've signed up for it and that it's going to happen. It doesn't start until April. So, I still have months. But I'm like doing the studying, the pre stuff, like not that it's been assigned to me, but I'm just like, hey, we already signed up for it. Let's not wait. Let's just start diving into it now. And it just gets you like,
You're like, let's just initiate.
yeah, I mean, it has been something. And I'm also like excited and
You see how that
curious and
spark of joy just happens when
it
you're like, I get to
does.
be a student.
It is exciting. And I'll tell you, I struggle with education in general, like reading sentences over and over to understand what it just said. I definitely have some ADHD, and sitting still for that long is very challenging. I've got to doodle or color or take a lot of notes to get me through. But I know that about me. I know that's one of my not so strengths. And so, knowing it and accepting it and being okay with it now, like, okay, that's just how it is for me. I don't dread learning things now because I know, like, I don't need to dread that. I just know it's a thing. So what do you do about it? So that took away the dread and like being scared to learn new things, which has always been like a belief that I had. Like I can't do that because learning is hard. But it's not. It's just challenged and I just get to manipulate it. And so it makes me excited again. And I love that I'm so excited to learn new things that I've wanted to learn. So
So, you just said make scared. So then I want to just
mhm,
bring up in times like I anticipate 2024 is going to be,
mhm.
we may as individuals encounter some fear.
Yes. Yeah, and I wanna talk about that because it's going to be real. It is already real.
I was just listening to some videos. They happen to be talking about a political thing, and that's not what I want to like lean into. But they were talking about how certain aspects are scary, or
Mhm.
this if something looks like it's not going to go your way, there could be a lot of fear associated with that, and with the volatility that happens to be around the world, you can get a lot of fear going on.
Mhm.
So I want to just mention a simple coping mechanism is to come away from the big, wide, global country sort of thing and get local. So when you watch news and the news is not within your neighborhood, then you get pulled way far away from where your body is actually. So one of the ways to combat fear, if like you're watching the news, paying attention to global events, is to come home to where your house is,
Yes.
walk on your streets, pay attention to the actual world you live in, come to your physical reality space.
Mhm.
The streets that you drive on, where your house is, the stores that you shop in, the local places that you go to, that's your universe.
Mhm.
And there really is something to be said about paying attention to your actual universe. This is not in any way to say that I'm in denial that there's some horrible things happening in the world, because there are. But that if that isn't happening in your immediate world, it doesn't serve you to be in this space of fear for something that is not in your actual space.
Mhm.
Plus, there's this law of attraction. And if we hold energy, then we really can attract those kinds of experiences.
Mhm.
So coming in like just paying attention to the world around you. You mentioned earlier the zombies. Well, this kind of like watching news and being tuned into all this stuff that isn't your life,
Mhm.
your space, can connect you and get you outside of your body, and you literally could be co-located, like bilocated some way.
Right.
Your essence could be elsewhere, and your body is in one place, and your essence is somewhere else.
Yeah, and I like that you brought that up, but I want to even add on to that as far as, um, going a little deeper and, to some maybe a little woo-woo, but definitely spiritual, but timelines. Right? And so when you play into, what's going on outside of your home, outside of your community, and live in that fear-based, um, con controlled environment that's being created for us, let's
Right.
be honest.
Yes.
They want us to live in fear because fear is a low vibrational energy.
Yeah.
And when we're low vibrational, they can control the masses easier that
That's
way.
for sure.
And so it's about making a choice about what timeline you're going to be on. Are you going to play into the fear and hang out in these lower vibrational energies and watch the news every day, um, all the subliminal messaging that's taken place, all of the fear that they're sharing because they want you to be controlled or manipulated in some way? Or are you going to come home, as Natalie said, and create your own environment with your own higher vibrational thoughts, beliefs, patterns, experiences, not to negate the fact that there are some really horrible things going on in the world, but you can only control your own environment and the thoughts that are in your head.
Right.
Not that we're saying, be oblivious and be in la la land
No.
and ignore what's happening. But there are things that you can do within your home environment that can also have a ripple effect
Yeah.
energetically to the places that need the vibration to be higher.
It is a fact. Everything is frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And if you shift your frequency higher, you change the world around you.
Absolutely.
It just works that way. If
It's science. It's not it's just spirituality and woo woo, you guys. It
No.
literally is proven.
And so mind the thought patterns, the thought streams, what you
Right.
say. Now, this is one thing I encounter a lot with people. They're like, if I tell a story and that's what I'm actually experiencing, then I'm gonna hold on to that and I'm telling the truth. I can hear that. However, our language and what we're talking about does build our next steps. So the things that we talk, how we
It does
talk,
create the environment which we live in.
yes. And so you want to lighten it up. And
Mhm.
I'm lighten it up. I'm talking about in terms of frequency as well as vibrationally around your home. There's lots of schools of study like feng shui and
Mhm.
different aspects of clearing out your environment. Does it feel airy, or has it been maintained energetically, or could it use a little elbow grease or maintenance, or opening the blinds every once in a while, let some light shine in, different aspects. There's quite practical, but helpful.
Yeah.
You clear your physical space. These are all different ways of assisting the world around you
Mhm.
to be brighter.
Yeah. And, to even build upon that a little more, first of all, Natalie was a guest on this podcast that aired with a past guest of ours, Dr. Sharon Martin. We did share on our Facebook page. If you go to Soul Wanderings on Facebook, you'll be able to grab onto the link there. But you guys brought up an interesting topic about, um, when you are like true to yourself and your gifts that you have, how they can affect your reality and those around you. Like you just as you are a gift,
Yeah.
but you also have gifts and abilities. And those are your birthright. Like that is what you are here for, to really like practice and use those gifts and abilities to have like this amazing human experience. And so many of us diminish our light.
Yes.
We make a choice for whatever reason, whatever excuse you have. I mean, there's thousands of excuses. But if you choose not to listen to those and to actually like step into your greatness, like the reality around you will literally shift. And you're also this bright and shiny light because you're living in your truth.
Oh, it's so true.
So you guys touched on that for a couple of minutes and I was like, yes, this is exactly what it's meant to be, when you're a human. Like be your great, amazing, badass self. Like do it and do it well. Like fine tune that and do the thing, right?
Right. So one of the things that I mentioned on that show was everybody's equal. We each fill up physical space. A body takes up a certain amount of space. We each have a role that we play. We come here, we're born into a particular family, into a particular thing. So we fill up a particular space. So what I was mentioning was that we're all equal.
Mhm.
There's not everyone could be a professional basketball player. There's only so many spots on the team. And so there's only so many
That was
people
not my
that's their role.
gift.
I know.
I trip over my own feet. Okay.
Not my gift either. But a lot of times people would be like, "Oh, they're so great." If these professional sports players, that's the great thing. I'm not as great as them.
Mhm.
Well, if it wasn't your role to be a professional basketball player, what does that even matter? It's not even a fair comparison.
Mhm.
So it's the role that you play. You do your role as best as you can. And
Right.
don't diminish yourself because your role is not that role. There's you matter to the people that are around you. Everyone matters to someone or
Yeah.
to somebody's, a lot of bodies.
A lot of someone's.
hmm And so there was part of that I said, look, it's all we each take up our place in our life. Are you bright and shiny in your world, or are you just being, bringing the negative Nelly, or are you being a little bit more bright and shiny? And we can all shine just a little bit brighter.
Mhm.
We really can.
Yeah. And I think, or I shouldn't even say that. I feel when we step into that, literally everything in all the places in all the world. Like if we all were to do that, could you imagine what kind of an environment we would live in?
We would change the world.
Literally, we would change the world.
If you can be the change you want to see in the world, and I know that's out there a lot, but there is so much truth. Be
There's
that
so much
change.
truth.
You be the change. Don't wait for someone else to be the
Don't wait
change
for
you
the
want.
new year.
Oh, don't wait for, well. But see, ta-da, we're in the new year, so now's the time.
Well, there's no better time than the now.
It's the only time.
It's all there is. It is just now. It is just now. Okay, with that, let's take our final break of the show. When we get back, we have another hour to continue to wander with you. And there's still so much to share. We'll be right back. Hi, friends. Welcome back to Soul Wanderings. I'm AJ.
And I'm Natalie.
And we are heard here live on kgradb.com. You can tune in and join in the chat on live.kgradb.com or KGRA Digital Broadcasting Facebook and Rumble pages. Also, just a big shout out to the station KGRA Digital Broadcasting. There literally is 24/7 audio. There's live shows every single night. There's replays, there's behind the scenes content, interviews, all of the good stuff. So if you are a member yet, I highly recommend that you become one. And we actually have a promo code that you can use so you can receive 30% off your annual or monthly membership. If you head over to kgradb.com and then go to the program lineup where you can find Soul Wanderings on Wednesday night, you can literally just click on a link that will automatically enter Wander as your promo code so you can receive that discount. Save some money. We all love to save the money and then build our big, beautiful brains with amazing information and conversation that's heard on KGRA Digital Broadcasting. Natalie smiles
There's
and
so
nods.
much content.
There's so much good stuff. Just do it. Just do the thing. Support the station. Support our show. We're grateful. So grateful. Tonight we are talking about I guess a lot of things. It's a New Year's show. However, we're kind of breaking it down into reminding you of your greatness. End result, your greatness.
That's right.
You don't need a new year to be a new you. You get to be a new you at any given moment of any given day of any given year. It just happens to be New Year.
Just like it is so. Oh, there's all kinds of consciousness teachings, but it is true that we're always new. The
Mhm.
now, the now, the now. It's a new now.
Right. I think it's there's this theme going on that I've noticed. So as you know, I always go down the YouTube rabbit trail. And I do like to listen to spiritual people or channelers or whoever give New Year's predictions cuz I'm interested in seeing what they're feeling as a collective,
Mhm.
to see what the common theme is. And this year, there's the biggest theme is truth. This is the year of truth and standing in your truth.
Ah,
And I think that when all of them are saying that and they're channeling their information from source energy, we should really listen to that. So when you hear that this is the year of truth, what does that feel like for you?
oh, this came up recently in the channel that happens in Get Real that we do.
Get Real is a class taught at Vibes. If you visit vibesnow.com, you can check out the lineup if you're in the area.
Yeah, so
But the final experience is this week.
I know.
Anyways,
It's
continue on. I just
yes,
had to do a little share because
appreciate
Vibes
yeah.
is a really cool place to be and get your spiritual tools.
It is happening.
New online store coming to you soon.
I love it. I'm excited for all the changes that are happening.
Oh, yeah. I'm working diligently. Here we go.
So truth, standing in your truth. There's this inner knowing that every human has that mostly gets conditioned. A lot of humans get conditioned away from the inner knowing.
Mhm.
So that's one, like understanding that, learning how to trust that. And so with this truth, speaking your truth,
Mhm.
there also comes this filtering of information that's out there and learning what's true or not true.
Mm.
So what came up for me was like, okay, do you, within your framework, trust yourself to know truth or not truth?
Ooh, that's good stuff.
And if you need some strengthening of that inner knowing, then that's a good thing to work on, is to trust that. And it could look like just pay attention. Pay attention if this inner voice is, and a lot of times we were like, it may be inconvenient or uncomfortable, or you may have to do some cleanup work where you're working on some maybe past trauma.
Mhm.
Maybe you've got codependency tendencies. Maybe you need to hire that therapist that your inner voice has been saying, go to therapy, go to therapy, go to therapy. And you're just like, I don't need therapy. But that voice still says the same thing. It's come up over the last weekend. My lovely niece was like, drink more minerals, put minerals in your water. She's like, I've been told that a lot.
Well, I wonder why.
When your life
Messages
is,
come from all kinds of
they
places.
do.
And
It's-
when they come in a pattern, you probably should take notes.
So this is the part also of truth. Truth will reveal itself. It has a resonance all its own. Your
Mhm.
internal truth. And if it doesn't feel like love, then it's probably not true.
Mm. Yeah, it's one of my favorite questions. Like, what does love look like, and
That's
what
true.
does love feel like, and what does love sound like? And when I'm making um some sort of decision or some, like I'm having a moment where I don't know what direction to go, those are the questions I ask myself. It brings clarity.
There are lots, there's different methodologies out there that will do that. We've definitely, all through last year, we had lots of guests that had these types of things. So you can also go back and check out the past shows that are in our library to review some of the lovely things that we were talking about through the last year. So that's my take on the truth is like, get in touch with that inner voice, the one that's talking to you, the one that doesn't want to lead you astray, and it doesn't say bad things.
Right.
That inner voice that guides you does not say
That's
bad
not
things.
your truth.
No.
That's not your true self.
Oh,
And
flick that
nobody
off your
has time
shoulder.
for that. So you tell that non-self to go eat dirt.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So what's your take on the truth?
You know, I feel a lot of the same that you do. When I heard what they were saying, standing in your truth, this is the year of truth. I wonder why it's this year and not any other years past that I'm aware of, right?
Right.
Because, let's face it, the last 3 years have been straight hell. People's realities have been completely turned upside down. They've stopped believing in a lot of the things that they've been conditioned to believe. A lot of people are leaving religion.
Yeah.
A lot of people are leaving Western medicine. A lot of people are just completely shifting away from what we've known as the norm. And I really feel like we are heading into um, or have been in and will continue to be in some really dark, heavy times. But I feel like it's necessary for us to be in this thickness of tar, because that's what it feels like. The energy is very dense and sticky. So that we can gain a deeper knowing of ourselves. So we can find what our truth is. And those who decide not to do the work and not show up in that way for themselves, they're totally going to get left behind. And that's okay. I mean, that's part of their journey, right?
Right.
But I feel like the ones who are listening and really taking observation on a higher energetic level will level up, and then the other ones will get left behind. But part of that leveling up is really stepping into a true knowing of self. Like, what is your truth? Who are you, and what is your purpose? And are you living your purpose? Are you sharing your gifts and abilities? Are you doing what you were literally set here to do in this human experience for your best and highest good? And I feel like that because we have gone through so much of this ick the last several years, those of us who are ready to take the call are really being pushed into gaining that clarity. That's what I get from that.
So one of the things that I want to mention through that is we don't have luxury or time for those obstacles. So if there are things that you need to put down, habits, different ways that you are good to yourself, pay attention to the things that you eat, the things that you take in, the music that you listen to.
Consume in general, right? Yeah,
what?
the music, consume in general.
Oh, yes.
Not to cut you off, but I'm like, it's not just about food.
Right.
It's just like when I was saying, everyone has a phone in their face. I mean, I have a phone in my face right now. I have a computer in my face right now.
Yes.
But carry on.
Oh, yeah. So then even beyond those things, there's like, if you have, there are things that like, if monitor your uses of drugs or alcohol or things that are just not high vibration.
Yeah. Stop numbing.
There are those habits hold you down, hold you back. And they're not in your highest good. So you can consider the things that keep you stuck, and generally we all know what they are. And sometimes people don't want to let go of them, and that's fine too. But this feels like a year that those just will not benefit you as much. They might actually really get in your way in a more intense way.
Yeah, there are things we're going to have to leave behind if we want to move forward.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And that's just what it is.
Just what it is.
Take definitely take inventory
Yes.
on the things that you do, the things that you consume, the things that you believe, the things that you say. It really is about cleaning up this. It's not just your meat suit, but your whole entire energetic body.
Yes. It does take some real truthful talk with yourself. Do some mirror work. We've talked about that before.
Oh, yes, mirror work. I was going to say truthful talk with yourself, but also who are you hanging out with? Right? Who are the people you are surrounding yourself with?
Do they lift you up or pull you down?
Yeah. What are they adding to your life or subtracting from your life? I think that's a big one because my life now with the people that I have in it, or even if I don't talk to them every day, like there's a friend texting me now that I haven't talked to in a while, but I know like we'll always pick up where we left off. And like those kinds of people who just love you unconditionally without expectations of having your relationship look or be a certain way.
Right.
Those are your people.
Yes. We really in these sorts of times need people that will uplift and benefit and not pull you down.
Right.
So don't be afraid to let go of the drama.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to check to see whether you're drama addicted. That's another addiction that people have.
Yeah.
You talk about drama addiction?
Yeah.
When you could get so used to the upheaval that you think that you need to have upheaval.
So, yeah, I don't like drama in my life, but there was a point in my life where I really liked reality TV. It was so dramatic and it was so opposite from my life that it just was for the short time I consumed it. And then I was like, what am I doing? I got sucked in.
I really recently checked out a few episodes on a reality TV and I could just see the way that they edit and put it together. And although there were little tiny nuggets in this particular show that helped me, but it was like, oh yes. And it's so often scripted. I remember years ago I was working with someone who knew someone that was on a reality TV show, and they were talking about this big fight scene that they had to rehearse like 40 times.
Oh my.
And it was just this like, oh yeah. So they're like, okay, that didn't go well, so let's do it again. It's not always spontaneous.
No, yeah, nothing is real, right? I mean, let's be honest. Nothing is real.
It's all an illusion.
It doesn't matter if you watch reality TV. We are reality TV. We're a reality video game. Am I wrong?
No. So this just was popped up again in my mind. As you clean up your life, it actually becomes more mundane, which can be a challenge sometimes.
That's the challenge. Did you bring that up? Because that's my challenge right now where I'm like, oh,
that you're
being a human is so boring. I'm so bored. Even though I never stop and I always have something going on. But being a human is like
can be very, very monotonous.
Yes.
And there is a sort of wonder about that. So monks will go to a place and they will study, and their spiritual study includes monotony, like such a routine that you shift to a different place then. So this drama keeps you distracted. So it keeps you caught up and distracted, or the devices, or this, it keeps you distracted from life, and you tend to shut off a lot of like the extrasensory things, tuning into life on a deeper level.
Mhm.
And as you create the routine and you go deeper in your practice or deeper in your life, there's something that can happen over time of doing that over a long period of time,
Mm.
that it deepens your connection to the world around you, to yourself. And as you do the same thing over and over again, you gain mastery at a deeper level. So don't be afraid of some sort of routine, monotony.
Mhm. Yeah. I think that's been my past year. I definitely have gotten into a routine intentionally.
Right. And then look what happened. Then you just went deeper.
Yeah.
Like you just were like, okay, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready
I
to dive.
declared in December, like, I am ready. I am ready. And here we are. Like, whoo, you guys, the things that I'm experiencing are unreal. And it's not just me. Like, you can, if you're not already, experience some really awesomeness too. Like, I mean, we really are the creators of our destiny. We really are that powerful.
So that would be one of my suggestions is if you do not have a practice,
Mm-hmm.
and it could be spiritual, it could be meditation, it could be it could be
Kitchen dance parties.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
it could even
It
be
really can be that simple.
mhm. There's several people that I know that are using like this app Duolingo that are learning language,
Oh, cool.
and they're just have this regular practice to tap into that on a regular basis. There is something to be said about having a regular, consistent. Most of us have routine, but just wake up to the routine a little bit.
Mhm.
Create more consciousness
And not
in
an
your day.
autopilot routine.
Right.
An intentional, aware
Mhm.
routine.
Being mindful, being present in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I kind of want to shift from this because I think everyone gets the point.
Sure.
But we can't just make a choice and not have some sort of work to do, right?
Right.
And when we make a choice to step into our greatness or our truth or whatever that looks like, there's always cleanup work to be done. And the universe will test us. Is this really what you want? You really want to live in your truth? Well, there's some things that you get to clean up first.
That's right.
And so we make it sound like it's all like rainbows and butterflies. And the reality is it can be, but it's not something that just happens overnight. It doesn't just happen like automatically. You've got to do some work. We've got healing that we get to do on ourselves. Even generationally, we get to clean up energetically. And now, I don't know how I don't expect you to like share your past experiences over your weekend, but you had an opportunity to do some cleanup work and you came back with your toolbox even more full than it was
Oh my
before.
goodness.
And that's what it's all about, right?
Yes.
And so, well, do you want to share anything about that? How that experience, not the details of, but how having experiences like that and generationally healing, how it has affected you in your personal spiritual journey and even your growth.
I it's obviously out there in the universe because I'm not alone in a call to clean up some family patterns, some ancestral family patterns that we have. So my family has the tendency to hold on to things like on a big level, and we all have it.
When you say things, material things.
Material
Mhm.
things, possessions. And especially that concept that says, I'm going to hold on to this, these nuts, these screws, this wood, this
And it starts
things,
adding
that's
up.
like resources, these tools, these parts that are for things, because I know I'm going to be able to put it to use sometime.
Mhm.
And that can be from the things that would be stored in the garage to all the kitchen gadgets that we could have that are useful to, home decorations, all those types of things. And I come from a large family, and it seems like every single family member has this disease, this holding on to things, and it's kind of come to a head. So our family is being squeezed, starting kind of with the matriarchal, kind of like the nuclear family thing. And so that brought up some ancestral healing. Now, I learned a lot this last year because we had 2 or 3 guests that talked specifically about different methodology to apply to ancestral healing. So it was already in my consciousness that there were ways to go about this, to just attend to it. So then I just felt the call, and I went down to, most of my family lives in Arizona, and I went to visit and went with an open mind and a heart to attend to it. And boy, we had some intense conversations, but I had an open heart and mind, and they went really well, I thought, even when they were difficult. And there was some trauma that came up, and all the way along, for a week or 2 before that, I was getting little lessons. I would have a conversation that would have a little piece of information, a new skill set, maybe a different way to identify trauma, and a little aspect of how do you navigate when someone is getting have a trigger that was coming up for them. So I had all these things that I actually went through that I could tap into when I was in these difficult, intense. I'm like, okay, breathe. When someone is having a really intense response to a situation, and I'm learning how to not take it on as mine and let that energy move.
Yeah.
These were different things that I experienced. I had to breathe through some things. I maybe wanted to run away, or have one of my family members. I'm like, nope, just relax, just breathe through this. Learning that things can blow over, storms can blow over. So those were some, nutshell versions of what we were going through. So when there are a lot of family dynamics that can happen. This is definitely an aspect where I think, I'm not sure what it is, but there is definitely something in there that says, okay, we're going to need to clear up the interdynamics between family members.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing that more than just my own, that it's like, okay, families are being squeezed. And when you squeeze a family, what's been swept under the carpet, what the secrets, the unsaid things, the grudges that are being kept, those all need to come to the surface and willingly let them go.
Yeah.
And so having some techniques to do that, journaling, burn the paper, let the stuff go. Just take conscious choices. That's part of my experience of ancestral healing. And touching into some history. If you have access to diaries or family history, don't be afraid to tune into them. I really feel like our ancestors are asking us to do the work to clear the energy that was left over, this karmic energy that comes in. Seriously, our DNA holds 7 generations.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
It's so wild. And then to see it played out, to have that sort of lens on and go, whoa, we are dealing with ancestral things.
Yeah.
I come from a family of pioneer blood. So I have an LDS background, and the Mormon pioneers is in our bloodline. And there was some things that came up that was clearing some difficult, really awful, tragic things that happened to some of our family line, and literally was brought up to be cleared and loved. That's really kind of what happens, is that we love and accept the history. And there is a lot of ancestral healing, because the things that we're going through, addressing racism and white privilege and those different aspects of our country's ancestral stuff, to that's another bigger than just me calling to heal.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's really neat that you had the opportunity to actually like be in front of your family and you all worked on this together. That's not always possible
No.
in people's families. And not just because someone has passed or not in the picture, but some people just don't want to participate in general.
Right.
But the thing is, when you're working on these sorts of energies, you don't have to have participation from other people
No.
to do the generational cleanup.
No.
There are so many ways that you can do that. And
if you're the one that's called out, you'll
Right.
know. They're like, we've picked you to stand in for us to
Right.
help the cleanup process.
And it's not about taking their free will away
No.
and like doing the work for them. But in order for you to clean up, there are some things that have to be done generationally for you to get past to your next move. You have to. And so sometimes you've just got to go about that in roundabout ways, energetically or, dimensionally or whatever you choose to do. There's so many modalities in so many ways.
Right.
But
And sometimes just good old fashioned therapy
exactly.
where you put yourself in a space to be uncomfortable.
Right.
Expansion doesn't happen until you're literally kicked way out your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where the expansion, you have to move well beyond a comfort zone. You have to be willing to stay uncomfortable for a while.
Yeah, and that brings me to the fact when people say they're spiritual and they're all love and light and you see them like really happy and blissful people, that's great, like if that's their truth, if that's what they're experiencing. But to me, real spirituality isn't all beautiful like that. In fact, it's quite emotionally draining and quite heavy more times than it is all airy fairy and beautiful, right? Because
Right.
there is so much cleanup work to do, not just um from your life, this life from childhood up, but also, generationally and like your parents and their parents, the messes that they left behind because they only knew what they knew,
Mhm.
but that's all brought down with you. And so there's never not a time that there isn't work to be done. But the good thing is you don't always have to sip it from a fire hose.
No.
But it isn't always a beautiful spiritually enlightened process. So those people who go through like dark night of the soul more than once, there are people who just go through it once and say they're all like awakened. Like, okay, great for you. But I want to see you in another year when your world is falling apart again, because it happens and it does happen on repeat. And I don't think in this lifetime, it's going to be something where we achieve complete total enlightenment. We are here to do some work.
Yeah.
Outside of like a New Year resolution, right? We are here to do some major cleanup work. All of the time. And it doesn't have to be heavy and like completely emotional, but it's necessary for our advancement, for us to reach our potential.
It's true. Now, one thing that I do want to mention is the frequency. We have been shifting in this world, so it really doesn't have.
Shifting, what do you mean? Like timelines or what?
So as they talk about the expansion, like the new earth, that kind of
Like
stuff.
from third to fifth dimension.
Yeah, that third, fourth dimensionally.
I think we're skipping the fourth, but
maybe. So along
some
those
of us
lines,
are.
but it's you don't have to dig up the whole graveyard of bones and family history. You do not have to go on a witch hunt. Which thing, if it's bubbling up to be cleared, it actually can be transmuted fairly quickly.
Yes.
You just have to have a deep willingness to really let it go. Write it on a piece of paper. put it into the fire, let it go, don't think of it again. We don't have to dig up all the bones.
Mhm.
Don't go on massive witch hunts. Just really, truly let it go.
Yeah.
Let things go.
Just
Transmutes so much
acknowledging
quicker
it.
these days.
Yeah, just acknowledging,
Mhm.
right? Just being like, I see you. Thank you for showing yourself to me. Bye-bye. That alone will do
Yes.
some things.
This is what I love. Is very quick these days.
Mhm.
It could just be released and unwound, and then you just
Yeah.
let things continue to unwind.
Mhm. Isn't it awesome? It's so good
It is so good.
because,
It's so good and kind of
that
messy.
happens when we realize our greatness, when we realize the power that we have within us. And not from an egotistical like I am powerful, like, but really you are,
Oh, yeah.
and more powerful than you even know,
Yes.
and more powerful than you'll even understand in this lifetime.
That's right.
You're a big deal.
I heard that recently. Someone told me I was a big deal. And all the listeners are a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, those who are hanging out with us right now, of course you're a big deal. Of course you are. And we're so glad you're hanging out with us. I love our wonders. And I'm really happy that we're back.
I am so happy.
Let's not take that long of a break again. Okay.
Might not happen like that. Our listeners are probably, yes, we like live shows. I do like live shows. I like that we're live.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on, we still have like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. What's that?
That is just incredible. I feel like we've covered so much.
We're going really quickly. How do you show up and help others during all of this cleanup work that they're doing, or spiritual breakdowns, if you will? Like, how can we show up for our people?
Oh,
You're really good at knowing this answer because you do it all of the time.
yes. There is quite a lot of, I want to say power, beauty in witnessing someone going through their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So observing and witnessing someone and realizing that even if it's messy, they have the ability. So there's a few things to say. Being the witness, witnessing someone, supporting them as they go through their process.
Mm-hmm.
A process is necessary. So often we have to build our muscles to hold the new level that we're going to. So of course you have to do some building in that.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to consider that if you look at someone that's going through a really rough time and you catch the wind of your thoughts, and if you're thinking about their inability to handle it, switch it up and think about their ability to handle it. So if your children are having a rough go, put a lot of more your energy into their ability to handle it and pull it away from the inability. Wherever your attention goes, energy flows there. So as people are going through their process, believe in them. Believe in their ability to make it through. And catch how often we will go to, oh my gosh, I don't know if they're going to make it through this, and reorient it so that you're on their side, knowing that they can make through there.
Mm-hmm.
Witnessing. Those are really important aspects of casting a love net for someone to make it through their situation.
A love net.
Yes.
Aww.
Let's have this hold them in loving support.
Mm.
What do you think about that?
It feels warm and fuzzy, and you know me, I'm a sucker for love. I'm all about let's have a big snuggle puddle and just love each other all better. Yes, I think that being there for someone just as they are where they are is a beautiful thing that you can offer. I think holding space for someone is one of the most beautiful things for them as well as yourself.
So another thing that I want to mention is we've talked about human design and how much we love knowing our design.
Mm-hmm.
It is not the only way to learn about. So when you learn to stand in your truth, it's also very helpful if you know how you operate. So human design is a very detailed system that will show you, but there's other ways of measuring
Mm-hmm.
the way that you're designed to operate. So I recommend doing that and then doing that for the people around you. So if someone's going through their stuff, you could remind them of how they're designed to operate or how they optimally operate.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really beneficial when we get people back in to their particular flow, the way they're designed to operate. Let's just take, for example, introverted and extroverted people. If you have introverted people, they are designed to be introverted. They do that. That's natural for them. And so an introvert can overexert themselves and push their energy past a point that's healthy for them. And so introverts will need time away. They'll need to have some little bit of solo time or decompression time. And so if you know an introvert in your life and they have been overly pushing themselves beyond their introverted self, they haven't had time to decompress and recuperate, encourage that.
Mm-hmm.
Or if someone's extroverted, I have a really good friend of mine that's so extroverted that starves for social interaction. He starves himself for social interaction. If you know someone that's extroverted and they have not been out socializing and getting their people on, which is really healthy for extroverts, then that's a simple way to encourage them to say, have you been social lately? Do you need to get some social on?
So it's really knowing your people.
Yes.
And what they need.
Yes.
And then reminding them
yes.
of the tools.
And how they haven't had their
Mm-hmm.
self-care.
Yeah.
And self-care does not always mean a pedicure.
Dang
it could mean it.
I love me a good pedicure. I'm due.
The reality is pedicures are actually very, very healthy on all kinds of levels. So there's a reason why that's sort of a go-to, because the feet really do. There's a lot of healing and having your feet manipulated and cleaned up and earthed, things like that. But yes, know your people. Know how to support them.
So when you know I need some support, that means let's go get pedicure.
Okay. Note to self. Pedicures are on.
I'm always down for a good massage, a facial,
Yes. Attending to our bodies is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Take good care of your vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
only one you
body
have.
that you ride around this planet with. And so it actually does need a lot of care. The other thing that I learned a lot about that reinforced, and I've used, there's lots of different books that talk about how the bodies talk, the pain that we have, the diseases we have. Bodies don't lie.
No,
they really don't lie. They have a language, and there's lots of different books out there.
You can't learn that language on Duolingo.
No, you cannot learn that on
or
Duolingo.
Babbel.
Nope. But the body talks and the way that our diseases and what it's saying about what our inherent struggles are. So I had one of those books with me with the family over the weekend, and I would just whip it out. People are like, oh, my back's really hurting, or like I've got my problems with my knees and it's been a long-standing issue. Whip out this book and read. This is what's behind knees. And there was this going joke with the family. That's not true. Full well knowing it was. Yeah. But it was this sort of denial, but in a very funny way. And I'm like, yeah, that's such a stupid book. It's so not right. But it was this acknowledgement of how truthful those types of interpretive tools can be. And just an acknowledgement that I've got a lot of emotional stuff that's behind whatever my body, the pain, wherever the pain is in the body, I have found it to be really helpful to identify what's behind that pain. That pain is
Mhm.
our body's trying to get our attention. Hey, this little emotional situation just needs to be loved,
Yeah.
acknowledged. Hello, I see
Yeah.
this little situation. There might be truth in that.
Mhm.
And so tools like that, listening to your body, listening to how it's talking to you, acknowledging it, just doing some learning on that sort of process, being the student of that for a little while. And then it's really helpful to peel back the layers, to
Mhm.
interpret it, read the tea leaves in a particular different way than maybe it was before.
Yeah. You always have these beautiful advices. I just I literally feel like I'm meditating right now. I'm just like, yes, more. Yes, it's so good.
Humming. This is another thing that I've learned along my path. If you're anxious or somehow out of sorts, humming is so simple.
My mom is always humming.
Oh, does
She's
that keep
always
her on
like,
track?
it's so cute. It is so cute.
Oh.
I'm just like, my mom is so cute.
That's a beautiful way to just bring a frequency to your body.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really cool. Your voice is so powerful, even if you don't have the words, the vibration.
Yes.
Yeah. So moving forward into the new year, which is looking like it's going to be the new, right? Because timelines are splitting, dimensions are evolving,
Yes.
and some of us are going to get left behind. When we have those that we love who get left behind, um, what then? And then how do we continue to do the work and move ahead with the understanding that some of those that we love and care about are just not going to level up with us? That's part of a grief process for sure.
Yes. There can be an aspect of grieving when you realize that as you evolve, not everyone evolves with you.
Yes, I'm interviewing Natalie tonight.
And I have to say, it's such a wonderful play between us because you initiate and then I can respond, and it just is so natural.
It's our design.
I
This
like
is what
being interviewed by you. So back to
I'm giving her easy questions.
let's get me back to where was I?
What do we do when we evolve and some others get left behind?
There is a lot of benefit in honoring the whole process,
Mm-hmm.
honoring the whole thing, honoring where they are, and
Mm-hmm.
honoring where you are going. And I'm sure if you're evolving to a point where people are falling away,
Mm-hmm.
then there's this realization that they just aren't doing what you're doing.
Right.
And so
It's part of having that community, right? The ones who are there with you on your level or striving to you're wanting to be on their level.
Right.
Even.
And so people come and go. There's that old saying that said that people are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Yeah.
Concepts like that, mantras like that can actually support you in your growth. You can grieve. And the reality is you do not know that they may catch up.
It's true.
And so shine your light brightly. You can be the contagion. So there could be two sides to contagion. There could be the heaviness there could be this sort of contagion where someone can pull you backwards or pull you denser. And that's the sort of contagion. There's also the contagion of light where you follow your dreams, pursue where it is that you want to go, achieve your best life, feel better, get healthier in your body. And that can be contagious.
Yeah.
So
very,
don't
very
make some
true.
assumption that just because someone is where they are currently, that they're just going to stay there and that they won't catch up.
Mhm.
But every single person has to get to where they can. The only person that can make decisions is the person making the decisions. And so you're responsible for your personal growth and they're responsible for theirs. And so really it's so amazing. The brighter that you
Mhm.
shine, the higher you get your frequency, and higher isn't better. Just know that. We live in a world that's duality. And there really are roles people play. There are some people that come in and really play that. So if you consider a play like a good story, a good movie,
A
a good
reality
play,
show.
a reality show, maybe not.
I'm kidding.
Within these plays and shows, you've got to have the villain.
Oh yeah,
Got to have the
absolutely.
villain, and you've got to have the
always got to
hero.
be a dark to your light.
You play those the hero things, and there's like the superheroes have a super villain.
Mhm.
So everybody really does have their role to play. And the supervillain, sometimes people play that really well.
Mhm.
And so to release judgment on someone's role, to accept what they may be playing, and to really walk away from toxicity. Don't hold on to things that aren't good for you for too long. And grieve it if you find that friendships just are no longer sustainable. If they're not self-sustaining, they're not self-sustaining.
Mhm.
And you may have served every purpose that person was there for you.
True.
And so the willingness to let things just fall away,
Mhm.
natural fall away. Imagine if the trees never shed their leaves.
Imagine.
Imagine if the rose never let go of its petals.
Look at you getting all poetic on us.
And there would be no renewal of life. So
Just like the new year.
just like the new year, there's this shedding and new infusion.
Mhm.
So be open and willing. Be this beginner's mind. Be a student.
Yeah. So I want to end with all of that, like even build upon that, like finding your community and like holding them close. Like who are your people and how do you nourish those relationships and grow together?
So I'll start with this story. I had this experience, like I had a flat tire. And so I pumped it back up. I mean, it went flat over a period of time. So I put air in my tire and I went on the quest to go get it fixed. And so I started with a couple of larger chains, well-known chains. There's lots of them around, several locations. And I
Mhm.
started with a couple of those. And I went to those. They were busy, long lines waiting for people. And so I went to 4 different places looking for a place where I could get my tire fixed pretty quickly. And then I just did a search for tire places in my local community. And this one, I drive by it every single day. I drive by this local shop. And it's a family-owned shop, and I drive by it. And so I'm like, "Okay, I'm going there." I went there, and he's like, "Okay, let's get you fixed right up." And he took right
I
away
love little shops like
and
that.
went, and first they pulled the wrong tire. And he's like, "We can't find a leak." And I said, "Well, is it that one?" He's like, "Nope, we pulled the wrong one." So he went, and then he didn't charge me. I was like, "Wow." It was just a reminder of the ability to maintain your local people
Mhm.
that are doing They're invested in their business. It isn't a franchise. It's like locally owned and operated.
Yeah.
That's one aspect that I want to talk about, fostering your local community.
Mhm.
Know where you can go and trust for reliable service,
Mhm.
because a flat tire, it was pretty frustrating. I needed to get it done quickly, and I didn't have that much time on my schedule. And then there is the people just supporting your network and doing check-ins with your friends or your family, connecting. That's just important to stay tuned in with people.
Mhm.
People that, and it's also good to know people that can be of assistance. Not always those people that always call you only when they need something.
Mhm. We all know those people.
Pay attention to that. This goes a little bit back to that inner voice that will tell you when you just have this friend of yours come to mind.
Mhm.
It's like the universal telephone line. So
Mhm.
your telephone doesn't always need to buzz with a text or a phone call to have a connection point come into your awareness. And so starting to pay attention to those who pops into your awareness and just lean in a little bit.
Mm.
Maybe it's just not some random thing. Maybe they need a little shout out and there's just their energy calling to you to say, hey, can you check on me?
Mhm. Yeah, you're right. You can look at it from that perspective. It shifts everything, doesn't it?
And
Natalie, more Natalie Nugs. Yeah.
It means a lot
It really does.
when you check in on your people or they check in on you.
Yeah. And keep your people close. Love them hard, which just also reminds me of all of you who continue to support us and show up every week. We are so grateful. Like, really, after taking a break and then having all of you show up tonight for our first live show of the year, thank you so much. We are in so much gratitude for all of you. It's been fun talking about all of this in the not so traditional way. Thank you for all of um, the shares that you have offered tonight. It's been really fun. Next week, we have a brand new guest who's never been on Soul Wanderings before. Her name is Zenka Caro, and she is the founder of LightNet, a collective intelligence think tank centered around consciousness. And she is a spoon bender, which is pretty cool. And she is an electromagnetic radio ham who likes to make contact with extraterrestrials and past loved ones.
What? I didn't know you could do that on the radio, Ham.
And so apparently she can, and she's really, really passionate about it. So
That's wild.
next week will be a really fun show. I'm really excited to meet her and everything that she is doing because, I mean,
Now
we're all about talking about consciousness, but also spoon bending. Come on.
spoon bending,
Talking
and
to ETs. Let's do the thing. Yeah. So next week is bound to be a great show. I'm really excited. And yeah, so be with us next week.
heck yeah.
Wednesday night, you guys, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern. Hang out with us. What were you going to say?
I was just curious if you had any final thoughts. And I was just going to say my heart is so happy to be back with the mic and doing this with you.
I've been homesick. Yeah. I've missed Chanel, our producer. She's just such a cute and bright and shiny light. And
really
not seeing her every week has been like thumbs down.
Wah, wah.
Yes. And so coming back to that is really awesome. And then you know, I have missed the show, but I've gotten a lot done, and I haven't like just fiddled around during the time that we've been gone. I've actually put the time to good use and really have focused on some important things and shifts that I would like to have happen in my life. And so the time away with family and then, the recoup time coming back and jet lag and all of that. It's been really good for me. So I'm really grateful, but I am so happy to be back. And I appreciate you guys for even participating on all of the replays. I tried to pop in. I caught some of you every week and others I missed, but it was really cool to see that you continued to show up and even hang out on the replays. We had some really great guest replays the last few weeks while we were gone. So I'm glad that you took advantage of that and was able to relearn or learn new from those beautiful humans. We've had some amazing guests on the show and we'll continue to bring them to you. We are booked out for the next several months, so that is pretty awesome, if I do say so myself.
I'm excited
Yeah,
for
I'm
the
excited too.
lineup.
You guys, we're really trying to amp up our social media also, so we can share with more listeners. So if you feel so inclined, please do share. And I think that's going to be a wrap for tonight.
Oh, thank you so much for
Yeah.
interviewing me.
Yeah, that was totally unscripted and unplanned. I didn't plan
Well,
on the
yes.
Natalie show, but
No.
it's never time wasted.
Well, it wasn't just me show. It's like you.
Oh, just my little sarcastic humor from time to time.
Oh,
Gotta
can't
put
do
my
this
2
without
cents
you.
in. Thank you, everyone. It's been fun. We'll see you all next week with our brand new guest, Zenka Carol. We'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Until then, be good to yourself and be good to each other.
And have a good one.
Good night.